All right, we are up and rolling. I think we're going here. Everything looks to be working. Already have a
hmm
few people waiting in the old room. All right, what's happening, Fish and
Yeah.
Friends? Welcome to another live episode. We got Debo Dizzle and a drink. Grab your favorite drink of choice. I happen to be drinking a barley pop, juice, water,
Um,
whatever tickles your fancy. Dizzle, what do you got?
this is this is a nice iced out apple juice.
Oh, yeah, looks like it. Well, we got a fun one tonight. If you looked at the title, we're talking 2021. What are we doing? Goals. We're going to talk about some lure goals that I have. Dizzle will go over his. Other fishing goals, anything we want to accomplish, places we want to go, gear, even some gear stuff. Randizzle, what do you got?
Yeah, ultimately it's more of, a little bit deeper looking back at last year, which was totally different from any other year that we've had before.
So
And
true.
what do we need to do to try to counteract any of those hardships that we actually ran into last year? And then, just overall, like you said, what do I want to throw? What do I want to try? Mm, what's going to be different?
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
still going to throw a jig, don't worry.
I figured that might be one of yours. Go figure.
Right. Maybe.
But yeah, I'm looking to have fun tonight. And of course, just like last time, anybody that donates will get a free Debo sticker. I appreciate everybody that dropped a donation last time. We'll also be doing a giveaway that we're talking about here in just a minute. But let's start out with Randizzle. Do you have just a general goal for 2021?
Um, ultimately for me, this is kind of like a New Year's resolution. Every year, everybody's like, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And they end up breaking it. I think one of my biggest things that I try to mentally prepare for each year is to not get frustrated or try to limit the amount of my frustrations as it goes throughout the year. Um, I guess in addition to that, um, it's going to be a whole lot of, new stuff, I think, really for this year, trying to, like I said earlier, overcome what happened last year with the influx of people getting out and fishing, and trying to adapt and overcome.
Yeah, I agree. That was definitely something that we saw. I know I've talked to a lot of people online, whether it's through Instagram or through videos, that have seen a ton of pressure. Maybe that's something we'll talk about tonight. I've got a lot of questions on that. What do we do in the normal places I go to have more people, have more pressure? How have we caught fish? We still had a pretty good year. We still caught good fish.
Yeah, I think our big thing is, I mean, at least from my point of view, is we got out there and we did it. On those days that weren't the best days, those high bluebird sky days or those really kind of cold, windy days,
Yep.
we just went out there and did it.
Yep.
So,
Agreed.
hmm
Let's see. We got a few people rolling in here. I think we already had a couple people asking questions and stuff. Lots of people saying hello. Hello, everyone. Fish and Friends. What's going on? We are ready for a live tonight. Ready to have fun. Looks like we've got about 100 people in here. Share with you, friends. Let's try to get this up. 400 people. We're going to be doing a giveaway. So for tonight, just a random giveaway. We're going to pick a random winner tonight. Get one of the special Debo crankbaits here that I painted up the other day. It's all like pearlized and shiny, pretty cool. That's going to be going to anyone, just a random person. Now, last time we had a bunch of people drop on donations and stuff, so I wanted to do something special. Anybody that donates, of course, will get a sticker. If you want one, hit me up. And then also, we're going to be doing a little giveaway of a couple lures. So I will pick a random person who donated, and you will get two lures, a crappie lipless that I painted, and then a Christopher Walken bait. So we're gonna have fun. Let's start out and talk about what are two lures that we want to focus on this year. Every year, you've seen me do videos on it. I might even talk about this in a video more in depth. But every year, I pick two lures to focus on. So I'll go first, Randiz. I'll let you think for a minute.
no, I have mine. I just
Oh,
don't want to
okay.
talk
You
about
looked
it.
like you were already in deep thought. So for me last year, watching my videos and stuff, I said I was going to try to throw the big swim baits more, right? And I threw them. I just didn't have success on them. I didn't really catch fish on them. I threw them. Nothing. So I'm still going to keep grinding with the big swim baits. One of my downfalls was I would throw it for like an hour, 2 hours, and then I'd switch, right? Because it's tough when you're doing the YouTube life. You're trying to get content for a video. So if I'm out there just throwing around a swim bait forever, it's not really that fun to watch. I'm throwing stuff I'm not catching unless Randy pushes me in or I push him in. It's really not that fun. So there's going to be days of me dedicating a whole day to swim baits, maybe some bigger ones, a little bit smaller ones, but dedicating an absolute whole day to that to try to get some content. So that's number one, carryover. Number two for me, kind of a surprise, Randozzo. I don't know if we've ever really talked about this, but wake baits. Now, I'm just not talking about the big, huge, crazy wake baits. I'm talking anything, even like the little crankbaits, like a little 2.5 wake bait, the bigger jointed wake baits. For me, it's always just been am I going to throw like some sort of topwater deal, a topwater walking bait, a buzz bait, or am I going to go with something different, spinner bait, swim jig, something like that? I don't do the wake stuff enough.
Yeah, that's my big question is when do you make that turn? What was I think it was last year. I tried throwing this. It's kind of like those headings that have the propellers in the front and the back, and you're supposed to jerk it real hard, and
torpedo?
It spits a bunch of water. Yeah, something like that. Like, when is a wake bait versus a torpedo versus a whopper plopper versus a buzz bait versus a frog versus a toad runner? Like those kind of things is, me personally, I get very stuck in my ways, and I just tend to throw the same thing over and over again. So that's going to be something I'm definitely going to want to try to do as far as new baits and things like that overall. So you're going, what was it again? You're going, you're never going to use a jig again and never use a frog next year. Those two things, right?
Funny enough, I actually had a couple people earlier this year say, another frog video, Debo, are you going to do anything different? I'm like, man, you don't know my channel.
Right?
We got a couple donations already coming in. Eric Haddon said, thanks for being you with the sticker. Eric, thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate you, brother. Rob Harrison again with that sick-looking beard. Thank you very much, sir. I know he got a sticker last time. Rob, I will enter you into that drawing. And then Nicholas Torillo, I hope I said it right, said keep it up. Thank you, sir. You all will be entered into the drawing for those two lures, so stay tuned later. We'll be drawing for those. Yeah, Randy, that's a good point. Like, between buzzbait and whopper plopper / toad runner, to me that's pretty easy because, like, the buzzbait's just louder, right? So if I've got more of a chop on the water, I need to create more noise. Yes.
Well, I mean, are you throwing a plopper or are you throwing a chopo? Because a chopo is way louder than what a plopper is.
It is, yep, and I think that you just kind of have to play with. But to me, like, a buzzbait is just a lot, more commotion. Now, once you start getting into, like, a whopper plopper versus a wake bait, I don't know. I mean, I honestly don't throw wake baits that much. They've really not been anything I've ever really thrown. I've just gone topwater or something under the surface. So it's going to be a lot of testing.
I don't even want to like actually state how many wake baits I have, in my, I don't want to say it's my catch-all, but, down with the rest of the lures as they're getting, all right, don't judge me. I still haven't organized all my stuff yet. But I have a lot of wake baits. I don't know where I got them, how I came across them, anything like that. But I got a couple if you want to give them a shot. I just don't know. It doesn't make sense in my head. If I'm throwing that lure, it's going to dive. It's not going to just barely go underneath the surface. If it does that, it's, I don't know, weird like that.
Yeah, the only time I've honestly ever thrown one, and it's not, I wouldn't say it's a true wake bait. I have thrown the Man's Baby 1-, which is just a really shallow diver. That's always been an awesome shallow diving crankbait, and like for a lot of the smaller ponds that have, that vegetation that's almost all the way up to the top. Like if you try throwing anything crankbait or anything on the bottom, you're getting muck. Like a Baby 1- or a very shallow diver is awesome. We had a couple other donations come through. Trevor Wagner said, really loving the live chat with D. Rizzle, Randizzle. Keep it up. Thank you, Trevor. Who else we got? Mike Pills, Jr. Thank you very much. He said, keep it up. And Nathan Anderson said, #1 fan. Nathan, thank you very much. Thank you guys all so much for dropping the donations. We appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like a true wake bait, I don't know. I know a lot of the big swim bait guys throw them, to mimic like a bluegill. And we see them, when we're talking, we'll see them out. Oh, look at the bluegill coming through. Trying to mimic a bluegill like that. A lot of guys will throw them next to docks. Really, any sort of cover type search bait. And I know that's like a big deal with the guys throwing the big swim baits is you might not get that fish to commit, but a lot of guys just use them as a search bait, throwing it next to a
Mm-hmm.
dock, throwing it next to a big brush pile, and if you see that big fish come out, then you can follow up with a Cinco or a Texas rig or jig or whatever. So I need to do that too and maybe incorporate that into my swim bait game, but try not to switch to any other lures until I actually have a fish committed.
Yeah, definitely. I know, kind of, well, along the same lines of the topic we're on, mine also is going to be some sort of swim bait, whether it be like a multi-jointed or like more like a wake bait, something like that. I know a couple of times this year, I actually, funny enough, you put out the fail video, I guess you want to call it. There was maybe one
There's
part
a
in
lot of
there where
those.
you were exactly. There was one part when we went to that lake that we weren't sure if there was anything there, and you got really excited because you caught a fish. Well, you hooked up on a fish and it spit right at the shore.
Yeah.
I posted a comment on that YouTube. I actually went back and I caught that fish with one of the plastic one piece, big swim baits.
Yeah, it was
And
like
I
a
had a
mag
lot
draft.
of
He had
luck.
like a 6-inch mag draft you were throwing.
Yep, it had the big hook on the back, and then I think it was just one treble hook, maybe off the bottom of it, something
Mm-hmm.
like that. But I had a lot of luck with that, and I've picked up a couple of others. I know Bass Pro's got one that I picked up late in the season. I threw it a couple of times. It looks pretty good in the water. I just don't know what I'm doing. So that'll be really fun to try to,
Cool.
figure that out. But yeah, that's definitely something I'm going to go with. And um, I think I said this last year also. I want to try to work on drop shot, and I just never did it last year.
Man,
I
I
don't
didn't
know why.
either. Like 2 years ago, that was my deal, and I had quite a few days where that saved me. And then this
hmm
year, I said, "Yeah, I want to work drop shot more."
I don't
I
know
think
how
I
many
threw it
times we
once.
talked. I don't know how many times we talked between each other, and we're like, "Man, this is totally drop shotty."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Debo, just
We
throw a
didn't.
drop shot on."
We didn't have one on. I'm like, I don't want to take 73 and a half minutes to tie a whole drop shot rig out. So
Right?
we need to have a dedicated drop shot combo that we keep in and fish the drop shots even more.
We have to, blow the dust off of it, like the
Right.
the great scrolls of whoever. Yeah, exactly. Indiana Jones up in this.
Right. I saw my brother,
Um,
Mr. Martin Cram, brother from another mother, dropped a sub. Thank you, sir. He's actually my sticker guy. I've only got a few left. I've only got a pack left, so I might have to get more. But anybody who drops a donation tonight, if you want a sticker, make sure just hit me up on Instagram. I'll get one sent out to you. I got that last batch sent out finally. A little late, but I got them sent out. Sorry, guys.
you got mine set aside, right?
I got you a few, yes, sir.
Thanks.
I can see your big, huge sticker deal back there.
I just love stickers. I don't know why.
Oh, you weirdo.
I always
Okay,
want that gold sticker.
so we talked. All right, we talked our two lures for 2021. I know you
Mhm.
wanted to kind of get into, and I said I had a number of people asking me about it. Pressure, 2021 going into it. What are we looking to do? Are we looking to do anything different? I know we talked about pressure. I think we can touch on that. How we had success. Is there anything you're looking to do different or tackle 2021 differently?
So the thing that I'm going to say about this is, first of all, I think when I fish with you, you were really good about pushing me to go outside of the norm. Yeah, this dock has produced fish in the past, but what's over there? What's around that bend? Sure, we're gonna have to walk through the woods, but let's go check it out. Let's go see what that has to offer. I want to do more of that checking out and seeing what it has to offer. Going through the woods, maybe, going through 5, 6, 7, 8 cans of bug spray in a season, but getting out there, trying those spots that other people are just not going to go. And, I think that's probably going to be the big one. And then, funny enough, I just saw out at Walmart, I don't know if other states have this, but I know around here in Iowa, the DNR actually puts out a big, it's almost like a topographical map, but it's a booklet, couple hundred pages long, where it's got all of the public access lakes in Iowa. It gives you basically everything about them, boat launches, shore access, kind of fish and stuff in there. So I was thinking about picking up one of those and maybe, bookmarking a few and, checking out something totally new, something totally different, something that we've never even contemplated, actually going out and
I
fishing.
agree. That was one of our number one things this year. So I've had a lot of people say, my normal fishing hole or, my normal pond that I go to is crowded with people. And we saw that too. I
Hmm.
mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's going to be something. Try to go in the off hours. Of course, as soon as people get off work on the weekends, those times are always going to be just crushed with people. Randy and I saw that all year. So try to go to some of the places a little less traveled. Try to go some of the times that aren't really peak time. If you've got a day off or whatever, get out. And that's kind of the other part of it is get out as much as you can. I know some people can't. I've got a job, you've got family, you've got obligations. Just try to get out as often as you can because you never know. Like Randy and I have said, even if you have an hour to fish, sometimes that hour can be an absolute golden hour. You could be out all day
Hmm.
and grind for 7 hours, and the last hour of the day, you finally hit that feeding frenzy and just destroy them. So, and there's been times, you and I have talked. There was times that we were out and I was like, both of us are like, do we go? I don't know. Okay, let's try it.
Yeah.
And we had slamming days. And there's been days that
Hmm.
we've had planned that like we're super excited for. We get up at 4:30, get there, and then
Perfect forecast.
yeah, everything looks good, and that's just crap all day. So you can't base
Yeah.
that on just trying to time like a good day. If you've got time, fishing is a game of numbers. Get out as often as you can.
Hmm.
Um, there was
Yeah, I
something
know
else.
one of my
Yeah, go
one
ahead.
of my big things is one thing I do just want to throw out there just as a caveat. I made the mistake last year of taking the idea and the concept of an hour to fish too literal. And every hour that I had to fish, I was going out and doing it. I was going out almost 4 or 5 hour or 5 times a day, sometimes maybe for 30 minutes, sometimes for an hour and a half and things like that. And I really got burnt out. So the big thing is just you need to make sure that if you're going to go out, you're going to fish, you're going to put the time into it, that you're really going to try something, whether it's a specific lure, it's a technique, something like that, a new area. Don't go out just because there's an hour to fish. Go out and actually make it worth a purpose.
Yeah, and that's something that we've talked about too. No, you're completely right because even if it's going to be a slow day like that, don't make it just a waste of a day and just say, "Oh, today sucks." Work on
Hmm.
skipping things that you can, do without catching fish. Skipping, trying a new lure, even just seeing the action of it, how to work it. If you're not catching fish anyway, it's not necessarily a bad time to experiment. I'm not saying switch lures every 2 minutes, but put in time with something. If you never throw a buzzbait and it looks like it's kind of buzzbaity, you think it should be buzzbaity, throw a buzzbait for an hour if that's all you have. You're not catching anything.
Hmm.
Try something new, work on stuff. Just make the best out of it. Like I said, it's a game of numbers. We had another donation come in. Pima623, gonna work on the drop shot and Nico rig this year. Cool. I like that. The Nico I did a lot this year. I wouldn't say a
Nico's a
ton, but
cheating rig.
Nico was pretty sweet. Let's see. I am way
Somehow,
behind.
somehow you helped me out with that, and like third cast, it got hung up and then broke
And I
off.
found your lure that you broke off. That was pretty funny.
I don't know what that means. But
Let's
you were
see.
breaking up there. I didn't hear you. Huh?
What? No, no, I want to arm wrestle. Jack Reitz or Retz says, "Sup, Debo? First time catching a stream. Glad to be here." Jack, thank you for joining. We appreciate you, sir. Philip Watkins says, "Ooh, gear. I love the SLX, but mine broke last year. I'm upgrading to the SLX XT. Man, that's crazy. SLX is a great little reel. Especially at the $99 price point. It's, I think, one of the best out there."
Hmm.
Did you see any good questions? I thought I had a question here, and I'm way behind on
Um,
comments. People always kind of comment on that. I try to go back just to make sure I can read through everybody's stuff, answer any questions, so I'm always going to be a little behind on comments, so allow me to catch up. Sorry.
exactly. Um, sorry, I'm just trying to look here, both at my phone and the TV behind it. Mike, sorry, I didn't catch your last name. Um, you said something about pitching and flipping without nesting. Um, Dude, just honestly, tighten your drag down, tighten all your brakes down as much as you can, and start from there. Start out heavy, heavy, heavy. A heavier lure, heavier brakes, things like that, and just pitch it, pitch it, pitch it until you get comfortable. Then you slowly start to back it off, back it off, back it off, and then to the next thing you know, you're going to be pitching anything. Like I pitch so much stuff that shouldn't be pitched, spinner baits, stuff like that. Sometimes you just have to.
Dozen of eggs. No, not a good joke. Ooh, tough crowd tonight. Okay, let's see. Austin Bodette said, you got to go where the casual anglers aren't willing to go. Austin, that is so true. Those places that are easy to access, right next to the roads and stuff. I had a couple places that were amazing, and every time I tried to go there this year, were just packed. So, yeah, sometimes you just got to look for new spots.
Carson, I see you. You asked me about that. I think we talked on Instagram for a little bit about the double uni. Honestly, I've been so busy with different things, I haven't had a chance to do that. That is on my list. I actually have a notebook sitting next to me of things that I need to start doing and getting done. Like there's a couple of boxes over here in the corner that I definitely need to get set up. But yeah,
Wink, wink.
definitely wink, wink. But yeah, let's see, what else did we see here?
Nathan Anderson said, hey, boys, what's up from Saskatchewan? Funny enough, I had a teacher. How funny is this? And let's see, that would have been 7th grade from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. I know. Great story, huh? He probably knows
It
where
seems
Saskatoon
made up.
is. Not at all. From Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Wasn't that in a movie
We always
once?
made fun of him. I don't know. No, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Yeah, Doug Stubbs says 117 people watching, but only 39 likes. Come on, Fish and Friends. Yeah, we got almost, 188, 190 people. Hit that like button. It helps me out. I'm going to try to be doing more giveaways this year, trying to do more live streams, trying to bring Randizzle's beautiful face to you all more. That and all should be for a like. Okay, so what else do we want to talk about more for 21? So we talked about a couple lures. We talked about how to get over that fishing pressure. Do we want to go over gear? Is there any specific gear or anything you want to try or work this year? I know gear talk is always fun.
Yeah, we can touch on gear, and I'm gonna go a couple of different paths on this one. This really kind of pains me to say, but I think it's about time that I add in a little bit more of the spinning rods.
I'm not mad at that.
Traditionally,
I'm at a
I'm
barley
just
pop.
taking
I'm going to
one
go grab
spinning.
another. Take over the stream for me.
Yeah.
Everybody
I'll
can look
just
at my
keep
mom's
going.
basement.
Yep. But yeah, like I was saying, I want to actually try to get a little bit more of the spinning rods back into this. They frustrate me. I throw them out there. I use them as much as possible. Traditionally, I'm only actually going to take one with me, just because I feel like the more that I have in my truck, the more they're just going to like marry with each other and just hang out, and they're all going to get tangled up. So that's one of my bigger things is I want to try that. Ty, I know Debo and I actually, was it 2 years ago you caught the big snapper, Debo?
Yeah, on the Tokyo rig.
Yeah, on the Tokyo. So that's one thing that I kind of want to give a shot out to as well. Just throwing a Tokyo because I figured it's jiggy, and anything jiggy is kind of in my wheelhouse. So
yeah, it is very jiggy. The Tokyo rig is still something that it catches my attention, but I honestly don't find myself going to it. Like, I would rather just throw a jig, and if it a lot of people have said, well, it keeps it up off the bottom. Well, if I've got kind of a muddy bottom anyway, I'm not usually dragging the bottom, or people are like, well, if there's vegetation, it keeps it out of it. But you've only got 3 inches of a wire, so I don't know. I just kind of struggle with it. Now there was somebody was telling me, watch the Seth Fighter video on it. So I checked that out, and he was using it like punching. I wouldn't say punching, but throwing it just a little heavier in vegetation, standing hydrilla type vegetation stuff, because that wire and the bullet goes nose down, and your lure is behind it. So I know people have said, well, it's a lot better because you get a better hookup ratio over a Texas rig, because the weight isn't actually in front of it. Like if you peg a Texas rig and you're punching vegetation, you've got a big ounce weight or whatever right in front of the hook. So when that fish gets it, you'll hear people say, well, it blows the fish's mouth open. So you've got this big weight hitting their mouth, blowing the mouth open and pulling it out. So some people are saying, well, when they bite it on a Tokyo rig, you've got the weight hanging down here. So, the weight's hanging down here, so they've bit the lure. You have a much better hookup ratio. So I don't know. I mean, maybe I need to throw more. It's been hard for me to find a good niche time to throw that because
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just me. I'm not saying it sucks. I'm
You,
not saying don't use it, but
I think one of my other big things is I kind of want to go back to a little bit more of, I kind of want to go back to basic a little bit more this year.
like what?
Um, this is
You're
me
gonna start
talking out of
using
both
Vidal
sides.
Sassoon again?
Yeah.
You don't
Um,
have hair. It was supposed to be funny. Damn, tough crowd. Don't forget to tip your waitress tonight, folks. Be
yeah,
here all night.
exactly. Um, so no, what I was trying to say before I was so rudely interrupted
Sorry.
was, at one point in time, I'm talking about I want to, bust out and go into big swim baits. But then at the other hand, I don't know the last time I threw a legit Texas rig. Like Texas rig is something that is basic, and I just don't feel like for whatever reason, I just haven't gone back to it. I don't know why.
Dude, arguably one of the number one beginner baits. Like that was the first
Mm-hmm.
lure that I really got into because you didn't get snagged
100%.
from the bank.
Yeah.
And it was like my
Mm-hmm.
savior. And honestly, last year
Mm-hmm.
I didn't throw it as much either because you kind of tarnished me and I was like head deep all the way down to my hips in jigs, finesse jigs. I know, I'm sorry, they just worked well for me this year.
That was
Really
because
well.
that rock was slippery and you knew you shouldn't have stepped on
Man, I tried to catch myself and it was like slow motion. Like I couldn't do jack
it.
about it. I was just like,
It was.
"Meh." I felt like a turtle once I hit. I was on my back and like my feet were up. I was like, "Meh." Anyway, Mike Pills Jr. again said, Debo and Dizzle, what up from Jersey? Mike, thank you very much for the donation. We appreciate you, sir. We've
Thank
got
you,
about
sir.
215 people on right now. Anybody that's new to the stream, of course, if you drop a donation and you want a sticker, hit me up on Instagram. Anybody that donates gets a free sticker. And then we're also doing 2 giveaways tonight. Rand Dizzle's going to be picking a random winner. Anybody that's on later here in about, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes, we'll pick a winner. Going to get a custom lure hand painted by yours truly. And then for anybody that donates, we'll go into a separate category. I'm giving away 2 special lures to 1 lucky winner. So anytime we do a live, we're going to try to keep it fun, do a giveaway. There's rumors, buzz in the air that Rand Dizzle may have his YouTube channel up and going soon. So we'll be streaming live from his platform as well. Of course, we'll have giveaways over on his channel too. So we just appreciate the support. We just like to talk fishing. And we're just kind of fishing nerds. And that kind of takes us into gear. I'm sorry, I went to get another barley pop. Did you talk about any special gear you were wanting to try this year? Any new rods,
I
reels, anything?
honestly, I just talked about a spinning rod. One thing I didn't mention is, can somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that makes spinning rods, can they move the hook or the bait keeper from way down at the bottom where you always grab to up above the reel, please? Just and I feel like overall it just makes everything flow better, and the spinning rods are
Yeah, that
just,
depends on the company. There's some companies that always put them above. There's some
they're
below.
so frustrating. It's
I
frustrating to
agree.
me. I don't know. But anyway, yes, the only thing I really talked about is spinning rod for new new equipment. One thing I do want to say though is, I know Debo, you were a big proponent of, or always have been, but never really harped on it, is using the, I guess, clampers fish mouth holder. The little
Oh, to weigh 'em?
pliers essentially.
Fish grip?
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
So I've actually been doing a little bit of research versus using those and just putting the actual hook from the weight up through the gill plate. And everything that I've seen, and I'm not trying to like preach or get on a soapbox or anything, but everything that I've seen is that the hook through the gill plate is actually really bad for the fish. And ultimately, I'm a catch and release, let them go so they can grow type of guy. And the last thing I want to do is catch a slunch donkey and put a scale through its gills, and then it doesn't live. So I bought actually 2 of those. One I'm going to keep in the door of my truck next to my scissors.
I was
'Cause
just going to
it's
say, you should
really
keep some
handy.
scissors there. They're so handy.
And then I have another pair actually in my fishing. Well, it's going to be in my fishing bag once I get it organized. What's that?
You still aren't organized? Come on, dude. Yeah, I like that. The fish grips are great. If you don't know what we're talking about, it looks like a big pair of
Mm-hmm.
plastic pliers. You just open them, click them on the fish's mouth, and then you can use them to either like hold pike or something. You know, Randizzle does that. I use them for always weighing fish. So instead of taking the wire hook up through the gill plates, because if you don't know, you don't ever want to hook a fish in the gills. You always want to go to the last one as close to their jaw as possible. You don't ever want to actually hook it on the red feathery looking gills. Good way to cut them and kill them. But yeah, the fish grips are just so much
Here.
easier. Click them on and you're done. Yeah, those right there. Click
These
it
are
on and
here.
you're done.
These are, I will say, Bass Pro Shop. These were the smallest of the three different sizes that they had.
Randizzle, will you
Five.
demonstrate on your own cheek how you hook it on the fish? I'm kidding.
I think those were like $5 or $6. And just real quick before Debo, you go into your next little bit.
Yeah.
I did happen to go to the
Altuno?
Altoona Bass Pro Shop, and whoever's been watching this and going and buying up all of the War Eagle jigs,
Uh-oh, word has spread. Was there no War Eagles there?
there was very, very, very slim pickings on the War Eagle jigs.
Were they all half
So they
ounce?
have, yeah, they were either the only ones left were the half ounce, and God, it was. There's a few colors that I'll use, but they're not my favorites. It's like a lime green and purple kind of
Green
color.
and purple. I'm a sucker for green and purple.
It's not the green and purple you're thinking of, but anyway,
Oh, not the good
whoever's
green and
going,
purple.
whoever's going and buying up all my jigs, come on now.
Damn,
Come
you're
on
gonna
now.
watch out. You better watch your knees. Randy's gonna be coming after you with a lead pipe. Casey McMullen dropped a donation. Thank you, Casey. I recognize that name. You're always on. I appreciate you, sir. And why did my thing jump? Mr. R. Magoon. Enjoy watching you guys. Cedar Rapids guy here. Well, thank you, brother. Fellow Iowa native. Okay, I am way behind on comments. I'm going to try to catch up to some here once I drop a topic and Randizzle starts talking. So gear, I grabbed a couple new reels. One was the Quantum Accurist. I don't have it. Maybe once Randizzle starts talking, I'll go grab it. But I've had a bunch of people asking about quantum stuff. And it's funny because I was talking to Randizzle about it a while ago and somebody else recently. So when I started upgrading from all my stuff, my old man had got me some quantum stuff a long time ago. I had a couple of his hand-me-downs. We used to use quantum stuff back in the day. Like, quantum stuff used to be legit. You know, like, Bill Dance was using it. Other people were using quantum stuff. Like, you saw it. It was, and then it just kind of like, I feel like it kind of tapered off. Like, you don't really see the quantum stuff. I know Kevin Van Dam left quantum. He went over to lose. I don't know if Greg Hackney left, but like KVD, Greg Hackney, you know, there was a number of guys. I think James Watson is still quantum, but they were one of the big ones, and they just kind of like, it's like anything, like brands and stuff. Tommy Hilfiger, when I was in high school, you know, everybody was in Tommy Hilfiger jeans and, you know, all these things that just kind of come and go. Why are you laughing? You wore Jinkos. 26-inch bottom Jinkos.
I
remember
wish I had Jinkos. I never wore Jinkos.
You
Come on.
did
Hey,
too.
as long as you've known me, when haven't I been wearing shorts when I could?
This is
and
true.
a t-shirt?
Cargo shorts and a sweatshirt is like everything. Or
Dude.
a cutoff shirt. A cutoff shirt.
Cargo shorts and a sweatshirt. How much more storage could you ask for?
Dude, hey, we're grandfathered in. We're over 30. We're grandfathered in to cargo shorts. So the Quantum Accurist, I got that $99 reel. I'm going to be doing more reel reviews. I apologize. I have been completely slacking my butt off on gear reviews and stuff. I've got a bunch of them. SLX DC, rods, reels. I still want to do the $99 reel shootout. I've just been, damn it, I need more time. Randizzle, win the lottery. Both of us become millionaires and we can just YouTube and live all the time.
Here, let me write that down real quick.
Perfect. Okay. So the Quantum Accurist, some rods and stuff. What else have I got? Was there anything else I was talking about when I want to try? Quantum. I've got a couple Okuma reels I want to try. I picked up a new spinning rod that I'm going to show. I'm not even going to say anything about it. Well, it's St. Croix. Some people have already seen it. But St. Croix, it was my first new St. Croix rod. I had one used one, I don't know, 5 years ago, and I broke it. Big surprise. I'm not too gentle on my gear. Randall, you know about breaking St. Croix rods, don't you?
It's funny that you say that when you say that you're not that gentle on it, and then I go out fishing with you, and I'm like, oh Lord, I can't let him see how I handle this gear right now because he's being so protective of his.
I'm not. I'm just trying to take care of it. I broke 4 rods this year.
I saw that.
So some spinning rods. I don't know. I don't really have any other special gear. Randall, I know you have that Red Gills backpack. I'm really excited to see that in action. What all you can put in it.
Yep, I've been on a mission as of recently to I've actually gone out and bought a bunch of different basically the plastic terminal boxes just to kind of see what is going to work best. I've gone from the basic 35, 36, 3700 size series of no frills, no nothing to the rust protection. And, Debo, we were talking about this earlier. I actually did buy one, and I didn't realize that it was what we had actually talked about in one of the last lives. I saw it because it had actually an LED.
I was going to tell my old man about that. Do you have it? I don't know if my old man's on.
You ready?
Pops, if you're on. We were just talking about charging our ice jigs. Check this thing out.
How do I don't even know. There's no instructions. Oh, nice. So it's one of these boxes.
Lure lock. So if you guys see they're up on the deal, the lure lock, these are those boxes that they have like a sticky deal on the bottom, so you stick the lure to it so they don't like run around. Anyway, go ahead.
Wrong way. Yeah, it's like the slimy little hands that you throw against the wall and then they slide down. But so this one caught my eye because if you can see, I'm just going to show you guys. It's got an LED light bar in it, and you can set up a few different ways. So once you close it, the light turns off. You can actually flip it on, back and forth between, on and off, and then just have it off altogether. And it's 3 of the little watch batteries. I was super, super excited about this, and then I told Debo about it, and he's like, oh, that's the one with the sticky bottoms. And I was like, sorry, sticky bottoms? And,
love sticky bottoms. Sticky buns. It's another joke. No?
And
tough crowd.
Okay, sure. Okay. And then so, I was, fiddling around in there, and, honestly, these things are, like, they're super sticky, but I don't know how that would ever be applicable. How is that ever going to come into play where it's going to be useful?
You put your crankbaits in there, they stay stuck in place, and they don't rattle around and crawl around everywhere and so you take it out and it's 37 crankbaits.
If you had a 3700 size, but if you're looking at this is what, like a 2 size? It's going to be a tiny little thing.
It's for all your little baby Rapalomenos.
Honestly, I bought this and I didn't know it was sticky, and I was gonna throw all my jigs in it because I thought the jigs would fit.
I'll buy it.
That's all right. Done.
Sold. Pops,
$7,000.
I forgot to tell you about it, but we were just talking about charging our ice fishing jigs. You guys up north where we have frozen water, you're accustomed to this. But some of the ice fishing jigs and stuff that glow in the dark, like once you drop it down in the dark water, they glow. So like walleye and stuff, love that kind. But you have to carry along like a little flashlight or have some sort of flashlight to charge them. With that little box, it'd be sweet. You just pop it open, charge it, throw it back in there.
If you can, I don't know if you. Oh, wait, wrong. No, the other way. There we go.
I can't
number one bullet point. Geez.
Just read it to us.
Sorry. Either way, number 1 bullet point is great for charging glow-in-the-dark lures.
Boom.
And ice fishing jigs.
Hell, it's like I was part of their marketing department. Let's see. Let's go back to some of the questions. I am way, way, way behind. We have not interacted with anybody tonight. I apologize, Feast and Friends. Ranger 374, Debo, and hashtag Randizzle. Thumbs up. Ranger, appreciate you, brother. Let's see. Yep. Pima 623 or Pima. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. I was not an English major. That's why I love having Mondays off. I can head out and not deal with many people. Yep. Fishing off peak hours is huge.
That was always my favorite thing. Last season was, hey, it's Wednesday or hey, it's Thursday. I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna call in or I'm gonna schedule it off, whatever, and I'm gonna go fish.
Yep. If you got time, get out. Nathan Anderson said, "Can I relate the majority of what you talk about regarding bass fishing to the pike and walleye fishing that I do here?" No. Some of the bass stuff is going to be different. I mean, pike are a little bit different breed. Walleye are completely different. Gravel lizards, they love to hang around rocky bottoms and stuff. I don't know a ton on walleye stuff, but they're generally going to be generally
Well,
going to
I'm sorry,
be
what?
out more in those deeper holes and stuff, unless they're coming up to spawn. So not always, but some of the stuff you certainly can. Pike are predators just like a bass. So they're going to be hanging around those grass lines. Cover, if you find any spot where there's current coming through and there's a current break where it's slack water, in a river or a creek, they're going to be hanging out there, basically waiting to ambush. So a lot of their stuff is kind of the same. Walleye, I'm not a huge wally guy.
I've thoroughly enjoyed catching walleye. There's nothing wrong with it in my book. Um, they don't have that super slimy pikeness about them. It's more like
I like it.
slimy sandpaper. But anyway,
I like the
um,
slimy pikiness.
oh God, it's slimy and stinky, dude. How do you like that?
Because they're mean.
Anyway,
People don't like to catch them and touch them. It's like what is it? Trial by fire type thing. Prove your manhood. You have to hold a pike.
was I was just gonna say, is that why people like me on here? I'm not slimy, but never mind. See, I miss on jokes too, Debo.
Yeah, tough crowd. If
Um,
I had a bottle, I'd throw it at you right now.
Thanks. The chicken wire would stop it. But I I think I've run into a lot of pike, a lot more pike than what Debo does because, if you take as the crow flies, what 40 miles south of me, maybe give or take
Me?
20. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm like an hour south of you.
that's ours. My never mind. But the difference between our locations, I'm gonna come up with so many more pike than what Debo would ever like conceive of coming up with. And it's always crazy that I thought, when we first started fishing together and things like that, and I took him to a few spots and we ran into these pike, and for some odd reason he was I don't know why he had his turkey gloves in there, but that never ended up working. And
Okay, inside joke time. We have to do an inside joke, it seems like every time. So, holding pike can be kind of tricky, right? You have to get them in that first gill. You hold them up toward the front because pike gills are like literally razor blades. If you get up inside
yeah,
by their,
hmm
inside those gill plates, they'll literally cut the hell out of your hand. I mean, I've had times
yeah,
where I've stuck in and just, so I'm like, there was these guys I saw, they had these like special really thin gloves, that they use up north. I'm like, that'd be really nice. Why don't we have some of those? Instead of, using a gripper, because when they have big teeth and you're trying to grip them, it just doesn't work. On the little ones, it's fine, but I usually catch far bigger northern pike than Randizzle does, so I need to actually grab them. Anyway, I said, these turkey gloves would be a great thing. They were hunting gloves that my old man gave me. Pops, it was those real thin ones with the little bumpy palms, right? And they're supposed to be, this grippy type material. So I was trying to use them. I'm like, Randizzle, we need to grab those turkey gloves. Those will work great for this. Moral of the story is they didn't work. They flopped out. One of them ended up breaking off, swam off with my whopper plopper on the side of its head. So it's been a running joke by him. He's like, hey, why don't you grab your turkey gloves? So shortly after that, I got a big net. If any of you are in doubt, just get a big net, wear them out, and then just grab them under that first gill plate. You won't cut your fingers. Randy still uses a gripper, but I mean, that's okay. It's Randizzle, so we'll allow it. I'll take them off your hook like my kids.
I mean, Annette's got strong hands, so I usually depend on her.
Man, Annette has such
And
strong hands.
essentially the idea and the concept of a turkey glove is not a whole lot outside of the realm of like the hook fingerless gloves, or I don't know what kind of fingerless gloves that you wear, Devo, but like they're virtually the exact same thing because those have the little
Yeah.
rubberized grippy things on there.
He's talking about
I
like
mean,
sun gloves, those real thin sun gloves that you
yeah,
wear. Yeah, same thing.
yeah.
Yep. We had a couple. I'm going to go back to comments. We had a couple donations come in. I'll make sure I get all you guys. I appreciate it a ton.
Real quick here,
Yeah.
Doug, she doesn't have big hands, but her hands are very strong.
Very,
She doesn't let go.
very strong. So we had Joshua Array, 83. Family in Cedar Rapids. Visit often. Love your content and hope you recovered from the derecho too. Yeah, damn, that thing was no joke. 130 some mile an hour straight winds, and usually like with straight line winds with any of you guys in the Midwest, they last for like 5-10 minutes. The derecho we had was like an hour of straight line winds. Literally our whole town. There's pretty much everybody with damage. It was crazy. So thank you, Josh. And then also had one from Mark Thieralt, pronounced Terrio. Is that right? Mike Terrio? I don't know. Randy, check out the Busby storage units. Look great. Randizzle, get some of those Busby storage units. Write that down. Take note.
Got it.
Okay. All right, let's get back to a couple comments before we keep moving on here. I don't have any clue where I was at. I'm sorry, guys. We're all over the place tonight. We just like to talk fishing and have fun. Randizzle, we need to pick a winner too, a random winner. We're at 45 minutes in. We try to keep these to like an hour. Oh yeah, G-Fan Kim also donated. Donated the last time. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I think I got your sticker out. Hopefully you got it. We need to get a winner here picked for anybody that didn't donate. If you're new to the stream, anybody donating, if you want a sticker, just make sure you hit me up on Instagram. I will get you a free sticker. And then also, anybody donating tonight will go into a separate giveaway. Going to give away a couple lures. Whoops, not that one. Give away a couple lures.
Man, how can I easily see who's all in here? Never mind. I'll have you look. There was somebody caught my eye early on. David. Last name starts with an A. I have terrible handwriting.
Oh my God.
My handwriting looks like a TLGG. It's terrible.
What? This
I would
sounds like
say
some sort of password you wrote down. You can't remember it.
David H. Are you still on here, buddy?
Damn it, Randizzle. We're gonna have like 17 Davids hitting me up for lures
Man,
and stuff.
I know exactly what he said too.
Can't
Don't ask
find
me
it.
what it is right now. I wrote it
Go
down.
through some comments.
It's somewhere. It's pretty early in the thing.
Go ahead. JC Soda said, kind of like Mitchell, you don't see no more. Yeah, like Mitchell stuff, you don't hear about their spinning reels and stuff anymore.
Right.
I had an old Mitchell. You don't hear anything about it anymore.
I have some spinning Mitchells, yeah.
Backlash Pro said, KVD leaving was a big deal. Loose sales of his new reels have way better than I expected. Yeah, I mean, I haven't got to use it much. The reel I had is essentially like just a slightly beefed up LFS with the aluminum frame. It's still a Doyo Chinese-made reel. I don't get into the whole Chinese versus Japanese-made. Like, people make a big deal out of that. I try the reel for what it is. If it works, great. I'll give you my honest opinion. If it doesn't. So, it's kind of interesting that they put a reel kind of at that price point for KVD. I don't know. It'll be cool to see this year on, I think he's still with MLF. I don't think he went to BASS like Bassmasters. But it'll be cool to see if he's using those reels. Keep an eye on that. If he's using some of his own reels or if he's using like the, I can't even think of what those are. The Magnesium, whatever that one is, or the Custom Pro. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, and somebody shared for any of you gear nerds out there, somebody shared a clip of KVD showing off that new Lose Skip and Pitch reel. I've kind of hinted at it. I've used it a little bit. I'm going to do a review on that soon, but showed him using it. He was really talking it up. But I noticed he had different handles on there. It looks like Lose came out with some different Win grip handles. So that's kind of something to keep a lookout for too. Kind of cool looking. A little bit skinnier and longer. I've put some of the Gromexis handles on that have a longer handle because like when I'm frogging or I really set a hook hard, I was cutting my first knuckle, just kind of the way I do it. So some of those aftermarket handles with a little bit longer knob, I personally like a little bit better when I'm really setting the hook hard, but I don't know, just a preference thing. You don't need it. If you're just starting out, don't worry about all that. Just get out and fish.
A couple of things here, Debo.
Yeah.
I know Mr. Stubbs actually pointed out who David was. I saw the name, and now it's gone. Where's
Okay,
the?
we'll get back
Oh,
to.
the spinning Alejandro. God, I thought I sent that maybe to you as far as the spooler, the spinning rod spooler. Do you remember what that was from last
The
time we got
Piscifin
together,
one?
Debo?
Piscifin line
Yes,
spooler?
yes. That thing is honestly, it's amazing. That's one of the best fishing items I've ever purchased before. Like
Okay,
it.
yes. I want to try that too. Go ahead. Sorry. I was just going to say, we are way behind. Holy crap. We're all over the place tonight, dude.
Yeah, yeah. You're.
Good Lord.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
banjo
guys.
minnow. Have you ever used one of those?
Oh, Jesus. So, funny story, and I honestly am regretting it huge now. So, I went over my old tackle box, and I sold probably 3 boxes of old tackle. It's just stuff that I would have never used. And now, like, I regret it so much because so much of it was just cool old stuff. It was, like, what, 7 years ago when I was trying to re-update, like, my rods and stuff and reels. I just didn't have the money. I didn't, it was tight times, and I was like, I'm going to sell some of my old stuff. So I had a whole thing of original banjo minnows that I had from the very first release, and I sold them all. And part of that for like nothing. I had some tequila sunrise worms in some bags. I know, dude. My old man probably is going to slap me for if he's on. I hope not.
If
But I
he
had a
doesn't,
whole
I will
bunch.
for him.
I know. You can both push me in. We were just joking about I want to get out fishing with Randizzle and my old man both at the same time and just have like, it'll be a funny as hell video. And I'm like, Randizzle, we can pick on my old man. And Randizzle's like, dude, no. He's like, it's going to be me and your dad picking on you. And I'm like, oh, that's funny. But yeah, I had some banjo minnows. They're awful. I never caught anything on them. I didn't really know what I was doing with them back
They
then.
took a very specific combo to be able to use.
But okay, here's one thing funny. So somebody linked me. I honestly don't watch tactical bassin very much. One of the best informative channels out there. I just honestly don't watch YouTube much. There's a couple channels I try to watch, and even then I'm way behind. I'm even behind on my own videos commenting. So I appreciate all you guys so much. I'm just behind. But somebody shared the video and said, Debo, check this out for flukes, because I worked flukes this year a lot more. And they were showing their like nose hook method. So it was, you take a fluke, you take an owner centering pin, screw it in the front, and those centering pins have like a little ring. So you screw it all the way into the bait, and then you nose hook it like a drop shot. So essentially, you know how you nose hook a lure with a drop shot and it rips out the nose of it? When you've got
Yep.
that centering pin all the way in there and you nose hook it, it's got that wire. So literally you don't lose them. It's genius. But you know what? After somebody showed me that, I was like, gosh, that's awesome. And I got to thinking about it. I still have some of the stuff. I'm like, damn, Banjo Minnows did that a long time ago. It didn't even click until later. But my old Banjo Minnows had screw in the nose. You'd put the hook in it, and then you had like a couple little like rubber deals to keep the screw in bait where it's at, so it didn't slide around, almost like a trailer hook. And then they had rubber bands. You hook the rubber band to the front of it, and in the
Weedless.
barb, yeah, and the barb of the hook that made it weedless. That's something that was like, Christ, I was what, 12, 10 when those come out? I don't know, 20 years
You
ago.
you probably didn't remember the lure after that. It
The
was
helicopter lure.
I'm just gonna say it's like the shark bite or something like that. It
I don't
was
remember
it
that
was
one.
a swim bait. It was smaller, but it looked like somebody drawing a cartoon or a comic book did some like big bite marks out of the side of the body and like did them all red, and there was like the flavor saver intensifier, some kind of like little strip you shoved in there,
This is the
and
flavor saver, isn't it?
I'm sorry, do what?
No, nothing. Anyway, keep going.
um, real quick, I actually just looking back through these. God, I need better handwriting. Michael last name starts with the P. Talked about wiggle warts. Debo, I remember a little, probably a year and a half ago or so.
Love
You maybe got
liverworts, yeah.
some. You got some blanks,
hmm
some wiggle warts. I want to maybe throw some wiggle warts this year,
Warts are
man.
huge. Yeah,
Ping
they
me up
have.
some.
They're kind of a cult following. So wiggle warts, if you don't throw wiggle warts, I don't have any right next to me. Maybe I'll grab one. But wiggle warts are different. They're one of the few lures you'll find where they actually paint the bill of the lure. So kind
Yeah.
of typical crankbait. Usually nobody ever paints these. I've kind of messed around with it a little bit, but Wigglewort's one of the only ones that stock out of the factory. They've painted those. Huge in the Ozarks, and I actually just saw Tackle Junkie TJ81. If you guys haven't followed him, follow him. Jim's a great guy. Hopefully I get to meet him this year. Hopefully we'll get a fish together. But I saw he was down in Branson. I don't know if you're still down there, brother. Hopefully you're having a good time. But down in the Ozarks, so Wiggleworts are huge in the Ozarks. It's like this cult following. If you fish the Ozarks, throw a Wigglewort. They have like a different action to them. It's kind of hard to explain. A little bit different wobble, but a little bit different following. But yeah, I did pick up some of those. Just a heads up, I might be getting some of those lures out, hopefully soon to sell. It's going to be small batches, but I applied for my license and everything to get that going, so maybe I'll be selling some lures soon. I don't know, but yeah, Wiggleworts. And the crazy thing is now, like the actual original old Wiggleworts, if you can find those original ones, they're worth a ton of money. Like guys,
oh my god,
there's this weird following of guys will pay big money for those old warts. So kind of crazy. I know we're coming up on an hour here, and also I tried not to schedule this over Baxter the Baitman. I haven't seen him in the stream, but I know he's having Ben Milliken on tonight. So at 8 o'clock, I'm sure we'll have a bunch of people drop off. Everybody go swarm his live stream. Him and Milliken are going to be on there talking. I'm going to try to jump over there, but I'm not going to be mad at all if you guys abandon ship and jump over there at 8 o'clock. So where are we at?
I'm just checking right now.
Yeah. So Jim, thanks for joining, brother. If you guys haven't followed TJ, I don't have an admin to add and drop stuff in like his wife does. That's super cool of him. My wife just kind of makes fun of me. I'm kidding.
What's Michelle doing?
I know. Okay, so funny story. I didn't bring the cord down. Last time about this time, we were about close to an hour in, and people were like, it sounds like there's a herd of elephants up there jumping around. Okay, so story to that. Randy, I think, maybe heard this. People were jumping around up there because Mr. Stubbs, my little pit dog, chewed through my computer wire, my work wire upstairs. So I have my computer up at my kitchen table. We have a big kitchen table. That's essentially my workspace now since I work from home. So I can keep an eye on the kiddos and stuff when they're home and all that. But he chewed through my power cord to my computer. No clue why. That's the first naughty thing he's done. He's been an amazing dog. We rescued him, 3 months ago from the shelter. They call him Stubby because he's short ears. Somebody cropped his ears with scissors. Super, super crazy that people would do that, but they literally just chopped his ears off. Normally when they crop ears on a dog, they will put a plate behind them, they'll put them under, they'll cut them, and then they're plated. They keep like hard deals behind their ears taped for a while, which essentially keeps them in shape. And if you've ever seen a dog with cropped ears, it keeps them like up. Anyway, there's a whole story behind why they do that to certain breeds. And that's fine if they do that when they're a dog. I would never do it to mine. I'm not going to get into the politics of it. But anyway, that's why he's called Stubby, if you wondered. So yeah, he chewed through my computer cord upstairs. So people were running around upstairs trying to get this computer cord out of my wife, my children, my parents, I think were here, my grandparents. I don't know what the hell was going on up there. But anyway, he chewed through my computer cord. So sorry, you all. Luckily, my old lady has done a good job of corralling the kiddos, so there's no elephants running around. So, honey, if you're watching, thank you. Love you. Thanks for keeping the kiddos quiet.
Yep. I just also want to echo that, Michelle. Thank you. Love you.
We appreciate you, babe.
Just kidding.
I did have somebody unfollow me because I call my wife my old lady. I don't mean it in a bad way. It's just something I picked up. I apologize. No hard feelings over it. Let's see. Tyler Haas. So I'm behind on people dropping donations to the stream and making sure I call you all out. Tyler Haas said, Debo, you mentioned the possibility of kayaks in a previous stream, but never went into detail. So I've actually, I've got a guy I'm going to go fishing with tomorrow doing some ice fishing. He has a couple kayaks. He has an extra one. Randizzle, if you're not busy tomorrow, I just now thought of that. You want to go ice fishing right down here?
When, where?
I'll call you after.
When? Do it.
So I might. Okay, here's my honest thought on it. So unless you're doing a kayak fishing tournament, I have a John boat. I have an 11-foot John boat. A lot of people's 12-foot kayaks are bigger than my John boat. So it's like I just honestly can't see putting money into a kayak while I have a John boat. I mean, because it's a skinny John boat. It's not an extra wide or anything. So it's hard for me to do that. Now I'll probably keep my John boat and someday hopefully get a boat. It might just be stealing Pops's boat because Randizzle, I think he's going to fish with us more this year. So hopefully we can get on Pop's boat together or just
Yeah,
steal
and
it if
I'm
he's not
not
using
going
it.
on
So
that John boat with you.
why? It'd be fun. Both of us just sit down. It'll be fine. If we tip it and you fall in, it'll make for a good video.
If I fall in, I'm taking you with me.
Anyway,
I'm,
Tyler, thank you,
I'm
brother.
not even
I'm not
joking.
opposed to it. I mean, if I found a kayak on the side of the road, I would certainly use it. It's just I've got an aluminum kayak now, so I can't see buying another one. Michael Johnson dropped the donation. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, and I think that is it. I think I'm all caught up. Okay, good. So, Randizzle, do you have anything? We're coming up on an hour. I feel like we didn't even get through everything we wanted to talk about. These lives go too damn quick. Was there other stuff we wanted to talk about? I don't care if we go over.
I was just looking at my notes, and I had a few people asking on Instagram basic like setups as far as cheap setups, and I know Debo, you've done a ton of those as far as this is a $100 combo or
yes.
a $200 combo,
Thank
things
you for
like
bringing it
that.
up.
And
Yep.
I'm not really the guy for that. I'm the guy that goes out and just gets something and tries it, and if it works, amazing. I'm gonna go buy a bunch more of those things.
Yeah, so there's like this whole so for the longest time I talked about this on Alex Rudd's live stream. If you guys haven't followed Alex Rudd, make sure you go follow him too. He's a way better fisherman than I am, has a boat. He's a great guy in dropping knowledge. But one thing that I talked about with him is that the Shimano guys. For the longest time, I never used Shimano just because of this like cult specific following of, oh, I'm sorry, I would never use that. I'm a Shimano guy. And it's nothing against Shimano. It's just for the longest time I was like, really? Come on. So I had this conversation not too long ago with someone who said I was using a reel that was made in, or a rod that was made in China, right? And they said, you need to stop using the garbage from China. I said, yeah, I completely understand it. What are you using? This certain individual was using a Shimano rod and reel. They said, I only use stuff from Japan. I said, will you check out that rod for me? I think you might be surprised. And this person ended up messaging me after that because the Shimano rod was made in China, right? So what people don't know is like there's this whole discussion outside of rods and reels of where's the rod made. I never use a rod or reel from China. And with a lot of the companies, Abu Garcia, Johnny Morris, Bass Pro, Luz, I can't even think of the other ones off the top of my head, are Doyo. So Doyo is a factory in China that makes reels. So literally anybody can, sign a contract with them. They'll make reels for their specification, and kick them out. You can put different brands by this one manufacturer. It's the same thing in the bait industry. That's why I don't get like head over heels over baits, is because there's honestly only a few manufacturers that are making baits. It's not actually these big name companies making baits like in a special warehouse. It's these companies essentially contracting with these large companies making the baits and putting their sticker and deal on it. So it's not a big deal to me. I use it for what it is. Like Randy is saying, I use it, and if I like it, I'm going to tell you all. I don't have a certain thing of I'm not going to try that because it's X, Y, and Z. But yeah, Randy, I don't even know where I was going with that. I'm sorry, I got off on a tangent.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with what you're saying. It's more of along the lines of you're going to use what you happen to pick up at that specific point in time that actually works for you.
Yeah,
you're not going to fall into the hype of the go get this box or that mystery who or this flaggly type of thing. You're just going to use what works and has a good reputation with yourself.
Yep. If I use it and like it, I'm going to tell you all. So kind of the moral of the story is try not to jump too much into the use it because this guy's using it. Try it out for yourself. I mean, the thing is, there's so many different companies these days, and stuff has come a long way. I talked with Rudd about this too, that stuff from 10, 15 years ago, when you bought the higher price stuff, there was a big difference. But now, like a lot of the $100 reels, that's kind of the price point where stuff starts to change, is a lot of those $100 reels are all solid. Like the SLX, we talked about that earlier. The SLX is a solid reel, and it's $100. Like, anybody picking that up for a weekend, fisherman is going to have far more than they need for a long time, as long as you take care of it. And that's kind of another thing we talked about is doing a reel maintenance live. So one of these nights I'm going to try to do that. I'll give you guys some notice to make sure I give you guys enough time to get ready. But I'm going to do a live where I've literally got the camera on my hands and I'm taking a reel, stripping it completely down, cleaning it. So it's probably going to be like an hour and a half live. But we're going to go through that. That way, if you guys have questions, I'm going to try to interact with you more. I always have people talking. I might talk to Jim and see if I can get him on that stream with me, because he's honestly got one of the best Tackle Junkie TJ81, one of the best takedowns on reel cleaning. So maybe I'll do a live with him and go into that, how to take apart a reel, clean them, if you're looking at different reels, to try to help some of you folks out. But I don't know. Damn it, I'm just going off on tangents tonight. I don't even know where I'm going.
I was just going to say, Debo, dude, breathe, calm down, relax. You're getting flustered.
Am I getting flustered? Oh my gosh!
Here's the deal.
Have a drink.
I'll bring all of my reels down. We can record videos of you cleaning my reels for me and doing the whole respooling process. I'll bring my respooler down. You can give that a shot. Man, don't worry. I'm here for you. I got you. Don't worry.
Damn it, Randy.
Come on, brother.
I'm not falling for that. I haven't had enough barter pop to fall into that. Let's see. I think we had a couple other donations come in. I just want to make sure I thank you guys. More Epic Randomness dropped a donation. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. And I think I'm all caught up. If I missed anybody, if you want a sticker, hit me up afterwards. Somebody said eat a Snickers.
Yeah,
your boy T said eat a Snickers, Debo. Was I getting a little heated? I'm sorry.
I got a Reese's for you if you want a Reese's stick. You know, it's kind of like a Twix, but a little bit different. It's a Reese's. A Reese's?
I like Reese's. I am way behind on comments. We're over an hour. We still have 225 people in here. Hell with it. Let's keep going. Let's pick up on some comments.
Okay, let's roll it. I was gonna say I got a notification that somebody else's live was gonna start just right now. But
was that Baxter?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
If we still.
Yeah, I don't want to take away from Baxter. I saw he was streaming. Yeah. I didn't know. I thought he was streaming last night. For anybody that's still on my stream, feel free to hop ship and go over to Baxter the Bait Man. He's got Milliken on tonight, so that should be a pretty fun stream. If y'all want to jump ship and go over there, I do not mind at all. Randy, we still need to pick a winner for this one. I said we were going to do that with somebody still live. So who was that? It was my guy, Doug Stubbs. Doug, I appreciate you, brother, more than you know, and you already know why. Let's see, he had said hi to Jim over at Tackle Junkie. I don't know if he's still on. Jim, are you still on? Text me if you are. You want to do a reel cleaning live together? And then
you can use my reels.
No, I'm not going to clean your reels for you and respool.
Come on, man.
No. And I'm not going to smell your fingers after you grab that stinky grass stuff that stinks.
God, that smells so bad.
Hellabass is on. Hellabass is another cool guy. I didn't even know you were on, brother. He said, yeah, they're from Iowa. I didn't see. I'm sure you jumped on and said hi. Guys, check out Hellabass. He knows a ton of crap. Epic Eric, I don't think he's on tonight. Oh, Epic Eric is on tonight with Milliken and Baxter. You guys are actually going to miss a pretty badass stream from them if you're still on here. I'm not trying to drop people, but...
Hey, Debo, I gotta go. I gotta. My mom's calling me, I think. Or...
My mom's calling me too. I'm in my mom's basement, so... Oh, Doug Stubbs said, fishing wigglewort and crawdad color would be a great gift. Yeah, people would love a crawdad color wigglewort. Wiggleworts in craw, and I'm going to make a note of that, are great. If you've never thrown a wigglewort, check them out. Okay, let's see. TJ81 said, Debo's a good old boy. I truly appreciate him stopping in my stream. Jim's a great guy. Jim, you are a good dude. Let's see. Doug Stubbs. Damn it, where is that? You picked a winner, and Doug Stubbs said it, and I'm trying to look for it. People are already going to
David, yeah, it was... I think I have a first name at least. And then a first initial of a last name too. And I'm sure Doug will hit either one of us up on Instagram if we need to be. If we can't find it,
David Haggerott. David Haggerott is who said it was. Boom. I'm going to write it down right now so we don't forget. David Haggerott, if you're still on, you are the winner of this. Hit me up on Instagram with your stuff. This is a Debo custom, basically like a Strike King 1.5. It's all sorts of pearly and pretty. I'm going to write you down.
I'm just going to jump in real quick, Debo. If anybody is trying to reach out to Debo because, he's kind of a, big deal and
Shut up. No,
family
I'm
and
not.
kids. No, I'm totally 100% kidding. But if you guys ever try to reach out to Debo and you don't get a response, understand he's got an entire family and kids and things like that. Hit me up. I'll do my best to, be the middleman, the moderate, whatever you need. Just let me know. I can help out just as much as possible. Somebody was nice enough to post my Instagram last week. I honestly don't know what it is. I just recently changed it. It's underscore randizzles underscore maybe something along those lines. But yeah, if you need something, you can't get an answer from Debo. Not that he won't answer you. He honestly answers everybody.
I try
But
to. I'm way behind. Instagram, I'm
yeah,
usually pretty caught up. It might be a couple days, but I'm pretty caught up on those. Um,
yeah.
YouTube videos, damn, I'm behind. I'm like 6 videos behind. It's been awful lately, but I will try to get to you all. I'm sorry.
Just if you could, just Debo, just fall in a little bit more and make some more videos about
I'm trying to.
that.
Matt G said,
No,
I've
there's
watched Tactical Bassin help me prevent always losing lures in the rocks. Yeah, if you guys are trying to learn stuff, Tactical Bassin has a ton of
oh
stuff out there.
um I did get a question. I don't remember if it was a Instagram or if it was on here. Somebody asked how I try to pull out snags with the jig and the rocks. Um, I'm not the best guy for that because I just
We'll
try.
do a whole other video on that. You have certain
Yeah.
tricks that have worked. We'll do because I
Yep.
just read one that said, how do I stop from getting snagged in the rocks? How do I get it undone? It might have been the same one. We'll do a whole other video on that. We'll talk about it. Maybe we can do
Okay.
one on the water, but yes, that's a whole different deal.
Yeah. Yeah, we can definitely do that. I just wanted to. Again, I'm sorry, I don't remember who it was or where it actually came from. Was it here? Was it Instagram? Either way, um, I want to help you guys out. I honestly don't think I'm qualified to help too many people out, but I'm here. If you got questions, shoot them my way. Debo is, honestly, he's one of the better guides that I've ever had to, fishing and honing my skills at fishing. Um, Picking his brain is something that is a treat, and I never take for granted whatsoever.
I appreciate that, brother. Yeah. Never know when your last time will be out to go fishing together, so you always appreciate it. William Goodell said, Mighty Bite, let's see, Mighty Bite, was that lure with the chunk missing? Was that it?
Oh, it was the mighty bite because it had the big chunk taken out of it. Oh
Somebody
my
else said Roland
Lanta.
won 80K on the helicopter lure. Was that true? That was like
I
an
don't
as seen on
know.
TV thing. My grandpa actually got those, and I got to try them. I can't even explain what they look like because now that I'm older, I can't explain it. Um, but they look like
All I can think of, I can only think of a mighty. So if you were to stick like a big, I don't know, like a 3/4 ounce Swimbait head through a Swedish fish, like maybe a little bit oversized Swedish fish, and then you take a monster like bite out of the belly of it. That's what the mighty bite was.
I might have to look that up. Backlash Pro said rock crawlers are my favorite wart style crankbait. Yeah, they're a little bit more deeper diver than the actual wiggle wart. Wiggle warts go, gosh, I don't even know off the top of my head, 6, 8 feet maybe. Rock crawlers are a little bit deeper diving, and that's something I want to try to do more. So if you guys want to see more like deeper, ledge fishing or deeper hump fishing, check out Bass Geek. He's another good guy that I met online. Super nice dude. He makes a lot of videos like I do. Ton of information, but I don't get a fish deep enough. That's something I wanted to talk on tonight, and we didn't even get to it. Damn it! But I was going to
Right.
bring it over. I bought I don't even remember what it was, a depth finder with down and side imaging that I got on sale. I think Black Friday for my aluminum kayak. So I'm going to get into that. I don't know diddly squat about that. I've grown up with just regular fish finders that tell depth and kind of show the stuff on bottom with my old man. So, we've used those to find the depths of stuff, but like you don't see stuff like you would on a down and side imaging. And I didn't even get one of the expensive ones. This was like, I think 300 something bucks, which you're like, oh,
Right.
that's not expensive. Well, they get up to like 3, 4, 5, like ridiculous, stupid
Grand.
amounts. Yeah,
Yeah.
dumb.
What is the one? Does it have the audible sound on there that's
Audible
like, "Look
chirp.
out! There's a log, log,
I don't.
log, log."
I don't know if it has that. I'll throw you in back, and you can just say that every time you see one on there. No, you don't like that. I told you we're gonna. Okay, so Rain Dizzle said he wasn't comfortable jumping in the John boat with me, so we made a.
It's an
What? It's an aluminum John boat. I was just gonna pull him behind with like a tube, a float tube. He fishes from the float tube.
I would feel much safer from a float tube than
Oh
in the actual boat.
God. Let's see. K4K said, "What's up, Junkie?" Actually, K4K was over on Junkie stream that I just watched this week. K4K, thanks for supporting both of us. I know Jim and I both appreciate it. Matt G said, "What are your guys' favorite Rapallo minnow baits?" Okay, funny enough, actually, there's one that sticks out to me. In a lake that I fished growing up, and this is getting out of your comfort zone. A lake that I fished growing up, my old man gave me, and I don't know if they're still on, but an orange Rapallo floating minnow, orange top, gold belly, and I was casting out into the middle of nowhere. And now that I'm older, thinking about it, my old man was fishing like a target, and I was in the back of the boat because he always back of the boat at me and turned me off into nothing, so I couldn't catch anything. I'm kidding. But I was just kind of messing around, casting out into nowhere, and caught a bass and a crappie on that little orange. I want to say
Was it like
3-inch.
Fire Tiger?
No, it wasn't Fire Tiger. It was literally orange back, gold belly. I probably still have it. But I caught a crappie and bass on that. And now that I'm thinking about it out a little bit deeper, we were probably fishing a big point, and I was just luckily hitting like either a grass edge or just over a grass edge or a hump, because I caught 2 fish there in that random spot. And it was like, for me, it was very uncomfortable to fish out of the back of a boat into nothing, like when you can't see anything. Like as a young angler, that just makes you like, I'm just kind of, for lack of better words, pissing into the wind for anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, Dad taught me, cover, structure, casting to stuff that's going to hold fish, getting as close to the bank and bringing it off naturally. But just casting into open water, like offshore, I'm not comfortable with that at all. But I remember I caught 2 on that, and Dad was like, "Oh, what'd you catch them on?" And we ended up, I think, moving and catching some more. I think I ended up catching a ton of bluegill that day. But I still remember that little Rapallo minnow. Thanks, Pops. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the back of the boat type of thing. I talked. I don't know if it was the last live or the live before that. The Frosty Rod Open. I was pitching my wobbly football head thing, whatever you want to call it, out into, I guess, the ether, and it was hitting a deep channel and bringing it back up, and I caught a pig. I guess the biggest thing that I was going to bring up about that is the back of the boat doesn't matter. There's still water to fish. Throw 100%. It out there and see what works.
Yeah, if any of you guys are fishing behind someone or in the back of the boat, casting to the same spots where somebody's fishing up front, don't be afraid to throw something different, a little bit more finesse and kind of clean up some of that stuff. How many times have you and I come up behind people and, I've caught fish? And that's like so rewarding to come up behind someone and catch stuff. Don't be afraid to throw something different. But let's see. I had somebody say, Corey Corsi said, "How's the video game fishing been?" Damn, that is fun. I got a camera this year. My old lady got me a camera for Christmas. I finally got all the stuff in, hoping to get out this weekend and fish, but it's a camera that goes underwater, and I can actually now record straight from the camera. It's crazy. It's literally like a video game, like watching on the screen. Hopefully more of that to come soon if I can catch stuff.
You're talking about ice fishing. Gotcha.
Ice fishing, yeah, I'm sorry.
I thought you were talking about legit, like, Sega bass fishing on the Sega Dreamcast with the actual bait caster, left-hand retrieve controller, mind you. Since you're not talking about that, yeah, Debo, anytime you want to, if you want to, I don't know, go hit the hard water and no electronics.
No electronics challenge?
Yeah.
I don't know that I could fish blind now. That camera has spoiled me. I'm serious. Dude, once you try it, you'll be hooked. Trust me. No pun intended.
I've tried them. I've tried the camera. I've tried the down imaging. We'll see what happens.
Okay, we'll see what
If you want
happens.
to.
Kale Fishing says, "What's up, Hella Bass in the house?" Hella Bass, yeah, I'm surprised he was on. Thank you, brother. I didn't know you washed. I appreciate that, man. Let's see. Gosh, where are we even at? He's teething, so get him a rawhide bone. Okay, bottom line, Bassin. That's the thing that pissed me off is I've gotten him a
Ooh,
couple. I got him like a wood chewy bone that he loves, and he's got an antler like I don't know goat horn deal that my old lady got somewhere, and he chews on those. Loves them. I think I had dropped something by it maybe, and he picked up like a chip, and then like got the taste of it on there. I don't know. He's never
no,
done that. That's the only
it's
naughty thing he's done. So I'll let
yeah.
it slide.
My puppy when he was new, um, chewed through one and a half MacBook Pro chargers. So I was down about $160 there between two chargers. So
Yikes! 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 Kale Fishing said, "Great stream, guys. Keep it up. Headed to Baitman. Damn, I am not sad that anybody leaves. We're almost at an hour and a half. Get over to Baitman. He's got Millikan on tonight and Epic Eric. I've got some stuff coming from Epic Eric that he sent me. Super excited to show that. He's a great guy. Corey Corsi said, "Cats aren't much better. Mine chewed through $300 worth of cables. Oh my gosh. I don't know what I'd do to Mr. Stubbs if he did that." Owen Joseph said, "Wow, I need help with Clear Lake." Actually, my old man and I were just up at Clear Lake catching some perch. Every single one that I caught was hovered about 6 inches above all the vegetation. We fished essentially the vegetation flats, so if you drop down into the vegetation and just hold it up about 6 inches to a foot above it, they liked it moving slow. But I didn't catch anything huge. I think like an 11-incher my old man said was the biggest, and then like a bunch of 8-inchers. But oh, I should have brought them down to show you. But we got a ton of fillets, little catch and cook action. You know.
so I need to. Should I go like right now, or
Yeah.
will they be ready by the time I get there? Or
Let me know. I'll have them ready by the time you get here. Let's see. I don't know if we've got anybody other good big questions. Doug said, "LOL, Dizzle an 11-foot John boat." Now that will be funny with Debo. Both of us in
yeah,
there.
yeah.
That would be. I've almost tipped that by myself. Both of us moving, and it's not that we're not nimble. It's just that those things are so tippy. It's not an extra wide. Damn, it's not stable.
All nimbly bimbly. Doug,
Nimbly
I'm sorry,
bimbly.
I'm not gonna do that.
Ooh,
I'll throw Debo out there with a bunch of extra weight, but I'm not gonna get in there.
Randall's
Somebody's got to record, right?
Ooh, Ruben says, "I want to try to fish more on rainy days, less pressure." Damn, that is true. There was a day that I went out
Hell
fishing
yeah.
when it was completely raining, and I destroyed them. Randizzle sat in the truck, and then one of the guys around here that I fish with, Tom, he went out on a day that I was going to go out and fish, and he destroyed them. Absolutely destroyed them on a rainy day. I didn't even go out because it was raining. So yeah, if there's a light mist, I mean, there's not going to be the general anglers out. Go fish. What are you taking your head off and getting all pissed about?
General.
General, your boy
Normal
T
people
said
aren't
6
gonna be
hour
out there.
stream confirmed. I know we're at 120 or 120 hour 22.
Oh, hello, Mom. What's that? Okay. Hey, I think I need to. I'm just kidding.
Debo will be swimming with the dinks when Dizzle takes him into the water. I know. He's the type of guy that would throw me in too. All right.
Come on now.
Well, I'm kidding. You wouldn't. Daiwa Procaster 80 combo has been solid for $100. I haven't used that one. Daiwa Procaster, you use that? I have not.
I'm just gonna say I am. I'm just gonna say I'm indifferent when it comes to Daiwa.
Yeah, you had a bad
It's
bad
just-
experience with Daiwa. That's a perfect
Mhm.
example. You know, Daiwa was one of those two that kind of people hold up on a podium. Daiwa and Shimano are
Yeah.
the two best. That's the only spinning combo you had bought from Daiwa, right? And it was a dud.
It wasn't even a spinning combo. It was just a spinning reel.
Just the reel.
And whatever I did, it just nothing about it worked out well. And like honestly, this was pre even using baitcaster days. So this was a long time ago, and honestly, I haven't used a Daiwa since then.
That's funny. Yeah, that how that can kind of burn that bad taste in your mouth. I've
Hmm.
had Daiwa stuff and I love them. Like I so far haven't had a bad Daiwa, and there's a lot of people that swear by Daiwa. So for example, Randy,
Oh
the
yeah,
first one he got, there's a company. I'll just say it. I haven't said it in any of my videos, but
don't
Fluger.
say it. Don't say it.
I had two Flugers. I know. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say it, but like the Fluger President, people love them. Like it's literally one of the best budget spinning reels you can get, and both of them that I had were duds. And I kind of had a bad experience when I called Fluger to try to get them fixed, and I've never owned a Fluger since. I won't own another Fluger. It's just kind of
Do
how
you
I
want?
was treated. And
Do you want to try my presidential reel rod combo?
no, you like it, don't you?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. It's kind of funny how that stuff takes place, but
They give you the extra spool. They just I okay.
so
Anyway,
much
I
more room for
digress.
activities. So much more room. Let's see. We are winding
So much
down.
room.
I know we're losing people. I'm sorry. This has been a crazy,
Yeah,
crazy stream.
crazy enjoyable.
Crazy awesome spinning reel. Oh gosh, Leslie says
Oh
spinning
no.
reel maintenance, please. Okay, I'm gonna make a confession. I love cleaning and tearing apart bait casters. Want to talk about reels that I neglect and don't clean? Spinning reels. I hate taking apart and doing spinning reels. Honestly, all my spinning reels I've had done by somebody else. I know that
You
sounds like
just
a jabroni move,
you
but
just dunk them in the water, right?
yeah, you just dunk them in the
You
water and
grab
clean
them.
them.
Yep.
Yep,
Dunk
and
them
then
in the
they're good
water
to
and you're
go.
done, right?
That's all you have to do for spinning reels. Leslie, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's bad when it comes to spinning reels. I'm probably going to send those off. But bait casters, I love. They're simple. Spinning reels are a little bit more different animal. I know Tackle Junkie Jim has a couple reels on that. Check out his. I haven't made one, but let's see. Corey Corsi said disassembly would be awesome. I struggle with mine for major disassembly. We'll try to get that out there, doing some stuff on taking bait casters apart and cleaning them. It's not bad once you get into it.
Ooh, we should have a challenge, Devo. I take it apart and you try to put it back together.
Perfect. I'll do it. Take it apart and send it to me. Make sure all the pieces are there. Don't be doing some BS like puzzle thing where I buy a used puzzle and not all the pieces are there. And you're scratching your head for like 2 weeks trying to find the pieces that aren't even there.
No, I wouldn't
Randizzle.
do that. I wouldn't do that.
Let's see. Have you ever used rattle traps? I don't know if that was to me or somebody else. Yes, rattle traps are killer. Bill Lewis.
Brand specific, yes.
Yeah, the actual brand, Bill Lewis rattle traps.
Hmm.
Now, the funny thing is, Randizzle brings it up. People will call all lipless crankbaits anything like this a rattle trap. It's kind of like Kleenex versus facial tissue. But the actual Bill Lewis rattle traps are great. What are you chuckling at?
I did facial tissue. Come on now. I do love the fact that the rattle traps come in that little tight sealing plastic box.
Yeah, a little plastic
I'm
box
never
is nice.
Yeah, I'm never gonna keep that box, but I appreciate the fact that they put their lure into it.
It is nice. It is a nice little box, and you can
Hmm.
reuse it if you need to.
If I forgot to, no, I'm just never gonna reuse it.
Nikhail
It's nice.
Mikhail Phelan says, I was looking at the Lose Custom Pro. I think Randizzle has one. I think that's the white one you have. How do you like that white Lose spinning reel?
I thoroughly enjoy it. I know that. Excuse me. Somebody, hooked me up with the, spooling the line with some blue line. I don't know what that was all about, but at the end of the day, it's an amazing combo. I'm trying to think of what the actual rod I have is with that reel, but